Hello and welcome. Chris from Missouri here, bringing you another video about vintage baseball cards. In this video, I'm going to show you a few cards. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you probably about 15 or 20 cards, but I'm reluctant to do this video because if there's a topic out there that you want to just kind of go away, if you do a video to say, boy, I wish some of this stuff would go away, it gives it air, it gives it oxygen. And from those of you that more than a sixth grade education knows that fire needs oxygen to get bigger and stronger. Basically, if you just stop talking about it, it just kind of goes away. And I had that conversation with a friend of mine about a subject about a month ago, but here I'm going against the advice that I gave him. Now, in the 90s, you turn into some weekend sports radio shows, and if they run out of stuff to talk about, the number one thing they would talk about that I would hear a lot is this: should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame? And that was a topic all the time, and that's not the topic here tonight, but it just gave, they gave them something to talk about. It was the old standby. Oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Let's talk about Pete Rose tonight. And it seems like there's a bunch of stuff on YouTube that kind of talks about the same stuff all the time, and it gives it oxygen. And I would like some of it to just go away. And part of it, I know they have two sides. Everything has two sides and stuff, but you see a title, "Is the Hobby Dying?" Now, I don't know if people are talking about that just to get clicks and just to get views, but it's a hobby. If more than two people are doing it, that hobby is not dead. It might not be as strong, but listen, every signs that we get, it seems like card shows are busy and we're talking about cards and we're picking up cards. And, to me, the hobby for me is as strong as it's ever been. And I hate it because I believe that most of the people that bring it up knows that the hobby is still strong. Now, there may be parts of it that are going, but I don't know that. I don't know that, and I'm not gonna change my opinion on somebody like getting it for somebody like me that's just talking about it for 20 minutes. All I know is what I do. It doesn't feel like it's dying to me, and there's one video after another, and then the other part, they talk about is grading a scam, and there's some people out there that truly believe that it is, and there's I don't know if it's a scam or not. I enjoy my cards being slabbed. Now, I used to think it was the silliest thing in the world, but I had a buddy that got his cards graded, and my card shop, my local card shop said, "Hey, Chris, with your vintage cards, you might want to get them slabbed and graded." And it put that in my head. And then, I went to do some estate planning, and what's that collection worth? Well, it's basically worth what somebody's going to pay my wife for when I die. And I wanted to maximize it, and I wanted to make her life easier. So I'm shrinking my collection. Even though I'm picking up a ton of stuff, I'm actually shrinking my collection. But I feel at ease right now knowing that my cards are slabbed. Now, I know, and I'm going to read you some stuff here, I know that some of the cards I'm having slabbed, I'm losing money. And I don't want to lose money. So I got a couple different things going on that I contradict myself, because I want to have my collection worth the most for my wife, but also I'm enjoying my collection. And the way I'm enjoying my collection is keeping my cards very similar, very similar in looks, storing them the same way, that kind of stuff. And I'll talk to you about that shortly. And then the other thing is, it seems there's a lot of stuff about dealers versus buyers. And, you know, I'm both. I'm not much of a dealer, but I do set up in 6 shows a year, and some of that is fun to me. I could make more money than what I'm doing, but me and my friend Mauricio, we set up together, and we have just as much fun selling cards that are affordable for people to buy, especially kids. And this, you know, my buddy Mike, a baseball collector, he and I were really good friends, and I can say this to him, but we disagree on one thing. He says on his video, "I never pay sticker." Well, so I do on occasions, but also I'm a dealer. So if I knew that Mike was coming to my showcase to looking at it, I'd probably put it about 10-15% over sticker price. That way, if he doesn't pay sticker, I'll lower it. I mean, dealers aren't dumb, but if I'm going to travel 2 hours to a show or 3 hours and spend the night, and I see a card that I want, I'm going to get that card. But all that being said, you know, it's just me. It's me. It's how I collect and what I do. For instance, I'm going to talk about some stuff here. We got a friend, Double D, Dylan, and everybody loves Dylan. He's, some of us old guys, he's like a little brother to me, kind of thing. And a lot of guys are like that. And he's a good friend, and he's got a great collection. But he's into everything has to be, centered, and that's great. I'm different than him. I mean, I want a centered card, yes, but you know, if I'm going after some cards, some iconic cards, I might not be able to afford a card that's just perfectly centered or something like that. So I'm not gonna wait for a T206 greenback Ty Cobb that's perfectly centered, because I might not have that kind of money that I brought to the show, or I might not have that kind of change that my wife's going to let me spend on a piece of cardboard with a picture of a man on there. So we differ. But you know what? We don't shout, and I don't scream at the TV or throw something and say how I believe Dylan's wrong. He's right, but that's him. He's right for him. Am I going to call him silly or stupid or whatever because he won't there's a Ty Cobb right there and he won't buy it because it's not perfectly centered? No, I don't. He's right. Okay. At the end of everything, I always say it's just a hobby. Collect what you like. And everybody tends to say that. But with everything, all the videos coming out that's negative, I should say, hey guys, stop collecting. The hobby's dying. That might be one. Or don't get that graded card because it's a scam. You're paying too much for it. Or, don't collect what you like, especially if some other YouTuber says it's okay. So again, I'm not mad. I'm not frustrated. Yeah, frustrated might be it, because I get tired. I get tired of hearing, should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame? And so let me tell you something. Here's what I'm collecting because of YouTube, where I've been influenced. I started out 2 years ago on YouTube, and I was a post-war Rookie Hall of Fame collector, and I was proud of it. If anybody'd say, hey, Chris, at a card show, hey, what do you collect? I collect post-war Rookie Hall of Famers, and there's 100, at the time, probably 107 of them when I started. And I have 105. Well, if you ask me today, I'm a post-war rookie Hall of Fame collector, and there's 118 of them, and I have all 118, and I'm excited to say that. I try to watch how I say it so it sounds a little bit more humble. But if you would see my 118 rookie Hall of Famers, as I was telling you that, I wouldn't have to sound like that, because you would see my cards and see that, man, it's cool that you have them, and I can tell you didn't have to pay $10,000 for that particular card. But since starting YouTube and watching YouTube, I got I got influenced by baseball collector and Ray from Philly, and I collect the 300 great cards by Mike Payne. Didn't know anything about those cards until I started YouTube. Now, I had a bunch of them, but I looked and two of my friends were doing it, and two people that I watched are doing it, and I thought I could do that too. And I'm so glad I am, because now I have a couple of friends in Mike and Ray, and then Rocket Rick J collects that, and he has almost all the cards, if not all the cards. So it helped me make friends. And then I started a collection just a little bit outside. And that, I've told you that all the time. I'm supposed to do a video here about it in a couple days, but this might take its place. But just a little bit outside is something that I started. I'm sure somebody else has done it somewhere else. I'm just taking the credit for them. But it's people that's not in the Hall of Fame, that it's one of the best of 5 players at that position that's not in the Hall of Fame. And I'm going after their rookie cards. Now, there's some people that would say, why do you just collect rookie cards? Well, I don't just collect rookie cards, but in that set, I just want the rookie cards. Why? Because. So, if you disagree with me, okay, but just disagree. But I do go after complete Hall of Fame runs. So first of all, here's an example of a post-war rookie Hall of Famer. That's Bob Gibson. Okay? This is where I show you some cards I almost forgot. Here's an example of a 300 great cards. Now look, this is Jackie Robinson in a 1. It's not perfectly, well, it's pretty good and centered, but it's a 1. It's a low grade. Do I care it's a low grade? Not really. Do I wish it was a higher grade? Well, yes, for my wife, when something happens to me, man, I wish this was a 9. Could I afford the 9 when I got this? No. Could I afford a 9 now? No. But do I have a 1953 Topps Jackie Robinson, part of the 300 Great Cards run? Yes, and I am so proud that I have it. And here's a card of just a bit outside. This is a right-handed pitcher named Rick Russell, and it's a 1973 Topps and an SGC4. Now, I had this Rick Russell card, and I sent it in to be graded. Okay, and it cost if you take mailing it and all that kind of stuff, probably about almost $20 a card. Right, after all said and done, my time's worth something. Is a Rick Russell 73 worth $20? No. So I lost money on this. Did I know I was going to lose money? Yes. But I get to check this Rick Russell off my list. And you know what's worth $20 to me? Having this Rick Russell card that's part of my just a bit outside quest. Now, I do Hall of Fame player runs as well, like I was getting ready to say earlier. Basically what that is getting the rookie card, every one of his cards. I'm trying to just do the Topps run on most cards, or on most Hall of Famers. Now, same thing. I had this Jim Palmer card, ungraded in a box. I sent it off and got a 6.5. Did I lose money on it? Probably. But here's a 77. and here's a 75. Now, why do I have these cards? Because I'm trying to do Hall of Fame rookie complete runs. Now, why am I doing it? Well, originally just for me, but also I am having fun with Mike doing Showcase Showdown, which we just finished today. Turn over to Baseball Collectors channel and see who won or lost. But I'm collecting these Hall of Fame runs, but I'm getting ready for next season. So I can, next season of Showcase Showdown with Mike, Baseball Collector. I'm so happy I got those back from SGC. Did I make any money on them? No. But this isn't the making money part of my collecting. This is the fun part of my collecting when I'm going after runs. Now, one of the things I want to get also that I'm doing kind of collecting is T206 Hall of Famers. Now, this is a low grade Napoleon Lajoie, and it's a PSA 1. Now, it's got a stain on the back. It's low grade, but I got a T206 card that's part of my Hall of Fame run. Has this some value? Sure it does. Sure it does. Does it have near the value of a 4 or a 5? No, it doesn't. But if I have to wait around till I find or can afford a 4 or a 5 Napoleon Lajoie run while going after everything else, I may not ever have this, and I get to check it off. Now, this is a poor example, but I'm going after strip cards as well and hand cut cards. And here's a Tris Speaker. That's what that looks like. But I'm doing that because I saw that on YouTube and I was influenced by that on YouTube. Okay? I'm glad I have it. Another thing that YouTube influenced me on was these exhibit cards. And I really like them. I really like them a lot. Now, my friend Stooks, if you look over at his channel, he's a big exhibit collector. And I'm glad I have those. Am I going to make a ton of money on those someday? No. Do they have some value? Sure. I'm having fun getting those cards. I'm not trying to increase the value of my collection. I don't want to lose money, but some cases I have to. Another thing is a 1952 Topps, a 1952 Wheaties card. Am I glad I have this? Sure. Would I have done this without YouTube? Probably not. Is this going to make me a ton of money? No. Matter of fact, on VCP, this is basically worth $0. Am I glad I have this 52 Wheaties card? I sure am. And then also, this comes down to the biggest thing, the biggest argument that I'm tired of seeing on YouTube. And that is vintage collectors versus modern collectors. I'm really not both. I'm 95% vintage. But do you know what? I'm so happy that somebody is excited, whether they're excited because they're going to make money or if they're excited about their collection that they pick up some. There's no battle here. I just want people to enjoy the hobby. People can enjoy the hobby differently. There's not one right way or not one wrong way. Big Scott has a lot of modern cards. I guarantee you, Big Scott would love to have a 52 Topps mantle if he doesn't already. But I see him get excited about newer cards. Now, am I gonna tell him, oh, he's wasting his money? No, it's just how he does it. I can tell you, I'm wasting my money on cards like this, but it's bringing a smile to my face. He's not wasting money. He's bringing a smile to his face. And he might be making money. I don't know. I don't operate in that sandbox. But I enjoy watching those guys be as excited about them getting that card as me getting this worthless card. So I am a Bobby Witt fan, so I collect a lot of Bobby Witt. But I'm also smart enough that I want to see how this Paul Skeens does. So I picked up his rookie card. I was kind of interested, kind of curious about Shohei Ohtani. So I go after rookie cards and important newcomers. Who's an important newcomer to me? Oh, I don't know. Caitlin Clark. I coached girls basketball for a long time. I love what she does. Did I make any money on this card by picking it up? I don't know. Did it bring a smile to my face? Sure it did. Now, last but not least, the part that I want to make money, that a part that I'm proud of, and I'm going to do, toward the end of the year, I'm going to do a 100 great card video, or I'm sorry, my top 100 card video. I pick up iconic cards. I want my collection to grow value-wise, but also I'm smart enough to know, I don't want to wait around to pick up 10s and 9s and 8s. I want to play. It's like a player. I want to get on the floor. I want to get on the field. Let me get on the field. So the first time I found an iconic card of a Wayne Gretzky rookie, I bought it. It's in a 2. Is that a really expensive card? No. But you know what? I did not have a Wayne Gretzky rookie card. So this was better than the Wayne Gretzky rookie card that I didn't have. So when I do my video, you're going to see some lower graded cards. You're going to see some cards that's not centered. Every one of them you're going to see is slabbed. So for those of you, that don't collect lower grade cards, don't collect uncentered cards, or don't collect slab cards, I just disagree with you in the way that I collect. It's just how I do it, and my collection and the way I do it shows me. And, I love my collection and I'm proud of it. And I tell you what, I love YouTube and I'm proud of it. I've had so much fun over the last 2 years doing videos. I'm frustrated in my collection because I don't have everything that I want. So I'm allowed to get frustrated, okay? I'm frustrated if the value of this Wayne Gretzky goes down. Frustrates me. But I get frustrated with YouTube too, because I'm tired of hearing, somebody trying to tell me that I'm doing it wrong, or somebody trying to tell you that you're doing it wrong, or somebody trying to blame or bring doom and gloom to our hobby, which is not there. And if you collect and I collect and many of our friends collect, our hobby might be whittling down, which it's not, but it might. And if it does, as long as you collect, I collect, and others collect, we will still be able to bring smiles to our faces. If we respect how others do it, if we respect how others do it, and don't try to always be right in what you do, and you don't have to agree with everybody, but you don't always have to disagree. Keep an open mind. And guys, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I got to show cards. I'm glad I got to get some of the frustration out. And I'm frustrated, but I'm still happy. And I'm still enjoying myself. And remember, it's just a hobby. Collect what you like.